Modification of root. Root in some plants change their shape and structure and become modified to perform the functions other than absorption and conduction of water and minerals. So in some plants, these roots get modified to perform the function other than absorption and conduction of water and minerals. So they are modified for support, storage of food and respiration. So the plants are modified into various shape and structure for support, storage of food and respiration. So let's learn in figure 5.4 and 5.5. See this 5.4 figure, modification of root for support, that is banyan tree. So you have seen earlier that banyan tree, they are having hanging structures, and these hanging structure are called as roots, and these roots are for support of the tree. So the example is banyan tree, and this is the great modification of plant for support. Then taproot of carrot, turnip and adventitious root of sweet potato get swollen and store food. So see, in taproot means taproot of carrot and turnip, the and adventitious root of sweet potato get swollen for storage of food. So you can remember a structure of carrot and turnip, they are swollen, and because they are swollen they can store food. So these are the examples of taproot in carrot and turnip and adventitious root in sweet potato, they get swollen for storage of food. So they may ask question, storage of food is seen in sweet potato. So this is the examples of adventitious root, and in taproot, that is carrot and turnip. See figure 5.5. Modification of root for storage. So it is examples are given for storage. A, that is turnip. B, for respiration, that is nematophore in rhizophora. So see, A for storage, that is turnip, carrot and sweet potato, these are for storage purpose. And can you give some more such examples? Have you ever wondered what those hanging structures that support banyan tree? These are called prop roots. So see in figure 5.4, you may see that the hanging structure are seen, and these hanging structures are called as prop root. Similarly, the stem of maize and sugar cane have supporting roots coming out of lower nodes of the stem. These are called stilt root. So see, we have seen the example of prop root in banyan tree. These are for hanging structure which help for support, and these are called as prop roots seen in banyan tree. The next is stilt root. So stilt root is seen in stems of maize and sugarcane. They are having a supportive structure. They come out from lower nodal region of stem, and they arises for support. So the examples of stilt root are maize and sugarcane. Then the examples of prop root was banyan tree. In some plants such as rhizophora, the growing in swampy areas, many roots come out of ground and grow vertically upwards, such as nematophore, to help get oxygen for respiration. So what happened in swampy areas, roots come out of the ground vertically upwards, means they grow opposite to the gravity. Roots come upwards, and these roots are for respiration purpose. They help to get oxygen for respiration, and such roots are called as nematophores. So let's see figure 5.5b. So they have shown nematophores, and the examples is rhizophora. So see, the roots are coming above the ground in vertical way. So this help for respiration and to get oxygen, and hence they are called as nematophore. And examples is rhizophora. So we have learned about modification of root. In that we have seen in taproot of carrot and turnip, and adventitious root of sweet potato. They are for storage purpose. So adventitious root of sweet potato and taproot of carrot and turnip is modified for food storage. Next is hanging structure of banyan tree called as prop roots, and these are helpful for support purpose. And some of the examples of these prop roots are banyan tree, and next is stem of maize and sugarcane are the example of stilt root, and this stilt root arises from lower nodal region of the stem, and the examples are maize and sugarcane are the examples of stilt root. And in some plant such as rhizophora growing in swampy areas, many roots come out of the ground and grow vertically upward. Such roots help to get oxygen for respiration, hence are called as nematophores. So we have seen figure 5.5 in that turnip, carrot and sweet potato for modification for food storage, and next is respiration, that is nematophore in rhizophora. So let's learn stem. What are the features that distinguish a stem from root? The stem is ascending part of the axis bearing branches, leaves, flowers and fruit. So stem is the ascending part of the axis bearing branches, leaves, flower, fruits, etc. It develops from plumule of the embryo of germinating seed. So we have seen earlier that root arises from radicle, and this stem arises from plumule of the embryo, and that root grow vertically, that root grow downward direction and stem grow in upward direction, that is in ascending part, and this part bears branches, leaves, flowers, fruit, etc., and it develops from plumule of the embryo of germinating seed. So when a seed has plumule and radicle, and from that radicle root arises, and from plumule the stem arises. The stem bears nodes and internode. So see the concept of nodes and internode. The region of stem where leaves are born are called nodes, while internodes are the portion between two nodes. So a region where leaves are born are called nodes, and in between two nodes that portion is called internodes. The stem bear buds which may be terminal or auxiliary. So the stem bears buds which may be terminal or auxiliary. Stem is generally green when young and later often become woody and dark brown. Means when stem is young it look green, and after when it get later it become woody and dark brown. Next is the main function of stem is spreading out branches bearing leaves, flowers and fruit. It conducts water and mineral and photosynthesis. Some stem perform the function of storage of food, support, protection and vegetative propagation. So in this the main function is spreading out branches and bearing leaves, flowers and fruits. Next is conducting water, mineral and photosynthesis. Next is function of storage food, support, protection and vegetative propagation. So let's revise. Stem, it is a ascending part bearing branches, leaves, fruits, flowers, etc. It develops from plumule of embryo of germinating seed. It bears nodes and internodes. A region of stem where leaves are born are called nodes, while internodes are the portion between two nodes. The stem bear buds which may be terminal or auxiliary. Stem is generally green when young and later often become woody and dark brown. The next is the main function is spreading out branches bearing leaves, flowers and fruit, conducting water, mineral and photosynthesis. Then the function of storage, food, support, protection and vegetative propagation. These are about stem. Next is modification of stem. So the stem may not be always typically like what they are expected to be. They are modified to perform different functions. So see figure 4.6. In that, modification of stem for storage, support, protection, spread and vegetative propagation. In that, for storage they are shown ginger, 𝐶𝐻 and potato, and for support they have shown the auxiliary bud modified into tendril. And next, third is protection, bougainvillea, the stem modified into spine. Next is spread and vegetative propagation, that is oxalis, root arises from nodes. In oxalis, root arises from nodes. So let's learn about modification of stem. They are modified for different function. Next is underground stem of potato, ginger, turmeric, 𝐶𝐻 and colocasia are modified for storage food in them. So, and they are also called as organ of perennation to tide over condition unfavorable for growth. So they may ask a question of organ of perennation. Give the examples of organ of perennation, that is potatoes, ginger, turmeric, 𝐶𝐻 and colocasia. They are modified for food storage in them. So they are called as organ of perennation. So food storage in unfavorable condition are potato, ginger, turmeric, 𝐶𝐻 and colocasia. They are modified to store food. Then next is stem tendrils which develop from auxiliary bud are slender and spirally coiled and help plant to climb such as gourds. In that gourds, that is cucumber, pumpkin, watermelon and grapevines. So gourd includes cucumber, pumpkin and watermelon. And next is grapevines. These are modified as stem tendril and helps to climb the plant. So next is auxiliary bud of stem may also get modified into woody, straight and pointed thorns. So the thorns are found in many plants such as citrus and bougainvillea. So for tendrils was for tendril was helping plants to climb, and that examples of stem tendril was gourds and grapevines. In gourds, three examples: cucumber, pumpkin and watermelon. Now these auxiliary bud get modified into woody, straight and pointed thorns, and the examples of these thorns are citrus and bougainvillea. By these thorns they protect plant by browsing animals. Then next is some plants of arid region modify their stem into flattened opuntia and fleshy cylindrical euphorbia structures. So in arid region, some of the plant get modify their stem into flattened opuntia and fleshy cylindrical euphorbia structure. They contain chlorophyll and carry out photosynthesis. So they contain chlorophyll and carry out photosynthesis, and these are flattened opuntia and fleshy cylindrical euphorbia. The next is underground stem of some plant such as grasses and strawberry spread into new inches. When older part die, new plants are formed. So see, in grasses and strawberry, when older part die, new plants are formed. They spread into new inches, and when older part die, new plants are formed. Means whenever we take out the grass, that older part get die and new part comes out, and these are the examples of grass and strawberry. The next is in plants like mint and jasmine, slender lateral branch arises from base of the main axis and growing aerially for some time and arches downwards to the ground. So what happened? In some plants, the main axis grow aerially vertically upward, and after some time they get arches downwards and they touch to the ground, and the examples of these plants are mint and jasmine. Next is a lateral branch with short internodes and each node bearing rosette of leaves and tuft of roots is found in aquatic plants like Pistia and Eichhornia. So see, in some plants the lateral branch with short internodes, so see the lateral branch with short internodes are short, and each node are having many of the leaves and roots, so they are called as rosette of leaves and tuft of roots found in aquatic plant, and the examples are Pistia and Eichhornia. The next is these lateral branches originate from basal and underground portion of the main stem, grow horizontally beneath the soil and come out obliquely upward, give rise to leafy shoots, and the examples are chrysanthemum, banana and pineapple. So what happened here? The lateral branches come out of the lateral branches grow horizontally inside the soil, and after some time they come above the ground obliquely and give rise to leafy shoots, and these are and the examples of uh, such 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 plants are banana, pineapple and chrysanthemum. So let's revise from starting onwards. So see, when new inches spread into new inches, and when older part die, the plants, the older part die, new plants are formed, and these are the examples of these are grass and strawberry. So it is also called as runner in runner plants. New when new inches taken out in runner plants, when older part die, new inches spreads, and they have given the examples like grass and strawberry. In some plants like mint and jasmine, the slender lateral branch arises at the base of the main axis. It grows vertically upwards, and after some time it arches downward and touch the ground, and these touch the ground and are also called as stolon, and examples are mint and jasmine. Next is sucker. In sucker, a lateral branch with short internode and each node bearing rosette of leaves and tuft of roots, and the examples are Pistia and Eichhornia. No, mint and jasmine. And next is offset. Offset's examples are Pistia and Eichhornia. Here each node bearing rosette of leaves and tuft of root is found in aquatic plant, that is Pistia and Eichhornia. The next is in banana and pineapple, chrysanthemum, lateral branches originate from base and underground portion. They grow horizontally and after some time they come out obliquely and giving rise to leafy shoots, and the examples are banana, pineapple and chrysanthemum. Let's revise from starting. So the underground stem for food storage are potato, ginger, turmeric, 𝐲𝐿 colocasia. It is also called as organ of perennation. And next is stem tendril is for climbing of plant, and the examples are gourds, cucumber, pumpkin, watermelon and grapevines. If the auxiliary bud get modified into woody straight pointed thorns, and the example of such thorny plants are citrus and bougainvillea. They protect plant from browsing animals, and some arid region they modified their stem into flattened opuntia and flexicylindrical euphorbia. They contain chlorophyll and carry out photosynthesis. So the examples of runner are glass and strawberry. The examples of stolen are mint and jasmine. The examples of sucker are pistia and ecornia. And the examples of the examples of offset are pistia and ecornia, and the examples of sucker are banana, pineapple, and chrysanthemum. The leaf. The leaf is a lateral, generally flattened structure borne on the stem. So the leaf is lateral and flattened structure which borne on the stem. It develops at node and bears a bud in its axil. So it develops at node and it bears a bud in its axil. The auxiliary bud later develops into branch. So that auxiliary bud later develop into branches. Leaves originate from shoot apical meristem and are arranged in acropetal order. So the leaves originate from shoot apical meristem. From shoot, leaves are arises and are arranged in acropetal order, means from base to apex. They are most important vegetative organs for photosynthesis. So leaves are most important vegetative organ for photosynthesis. They carry out photosynthesis. A leaf consists of three main parts. So the main parts of leaf are leaf base, petiole, and lamina. So refer the figure 5.7a. So see, structure of leaf is given and parts of leaves are also given. So see A, in that lamina is shown, stipule is shown, petiole also shown, and auxiliary bud also shown, and leaf base we can see here. Lamina, stipule, petiole, auxiliary bud, and leaf base. So the three main parts are leaf base, petiole, and lamina. These are the three main parts. Then the leaf is attached to the stem by leaf base. So see, the leaf is attached to the stem by leaf base and may bear two lateral small leaf-like structure called as stipule. So see, leaf is attached to the stem by leaf base and they may bear two lateral small leaf-like structure. It is called as stipules. So in monocotyledonous plant, the leaf base expand into a sheath covering stem partially or wholly. So in monocotyledonous plant, this leaf base expand and it may cover the stem partially or whole. In some leguminous plant, the leaf base may be swollen, which is called pulvinous. So in leguminous plant, this leaf base get swollen and it is called pulvinous. The petiole help to hold the blade to light. So see the petiole. Petiole is present shown in diagram. So see petiole, and this petiole help to hold the leaf and it is long thin flexible petioles allow leaf blade to flutter in wind, means whenever the wind blows this allows the leaf blade to be allows this leaf blade to be constant and they thereby cooling the leaf and bringing fresh air to the leaf surface. So what? They are long, thin, flexible petioles allow leaf blades to flutter in winds, thereby cooling the leaf and bringing fresh air to the leaf surface. Next is the lamina or leaf blade. So see, lamina is the portion of leaf in that it is a green expanded part of leaf with veins and veinlets. So see, the veins and veinlets are shown here, usually midrib a prominent vein. So you can see a midrib a prominent vein which is known as midrib. Veins provide rigidity to the leaf blade and act as a channel for transport of water, minerals and food materials. The shape, margin, apex, surface and extent of incision of lamina varies in different leaves. So the shape, apex, structure may vary in different leaves. So see what we have seen in leaves. So see a diagram. Leaf base is shown, petiole is shown, stipules also shown and lamina are also shown. Let's revise. The leaf consists of three main parts, that is leaf base, petiole and lamina, and this leaf base is attached to the stem and it may bear two small leaf-like structures called as stipules. In Monocotyledon, the leaf base expand into sheath and may cover fully or partially whole stem. In some leguminous plant, this leaf base gets swollen, which is called as pulvinous. Next is the petiole help to hold the blade to light. Long, thin, flexible petiole allow the leaf blades to flutter in wind and therefore cooling the leaf to bring fresh air to the leaf surface. Then lamina and leaf blade are green expanded part of leaf with veins and veinlets. These are usually a middle prominent vein which is known as midrib. Veins provide rigidity to the leaf blade and act as a channel for transport of water and minerals and food. The shape, margin, apex, incision of lamina varies in different leaves. Venation. So let's learn venation. Arrangement of vein and veinlets in lamina of leaf is termed as venation. So see, arrangement of veins and veinlets in the lamina of leaf is termed as venation. When the veinlets form a network, the venation is termed as reticulate. So see figure 5.7b, structure of leaf, parts of leaf and reticulate venation. So B shows reticulate venation. So what is meant by venation? Arrangement of vein and veinlets in lamina of leaf is termed as venation, and whenever this veinlet form a network and the venation is termed as reticulate venation. So see figure 5.7b, reticulate venation. So see the veinlets forming a network and this venation is called reticulate venation. When the veins run parallel to each other within the lamina, this venation is called parallel venation. So see figure C. In C, parallel venation is shown. So see this veinlets run parallelly with the lamina, it is called as parallel venation. When the veinlets form a network, this venation is called as reticulate venation. Leaves of dicotyledonous plant generally possess reticulate venation, while parallel venation is the characteristics of most of the monocotyledons. So see, in dicotyledonous plant, they show reticulate venation. Means what? Reticulate venation means what? Veinlets form a network, and hence it is called as reticulate venation. And when these veinlets run parallel to lamina, it is called as parallel venation. And this reticulate venation is generally seen in dicotyledonous plant, while this parallel venation is generally seen in most of the monocotyledonous plants. So these are the difference between monocotyledon and dicotyledonous, parallel and reticulate venation. Let's learn a type of leaves. A leaf is said to be simple when its lamina is entire or when the incision do not touch the midrib. So a leaf is said to be simple leaf when the lamina is entire or when incised and this incision do not touch the midrib. When the incision of the lamina reach up to the midrib, breaking into the number of leaflets, the leaf is called as compound leaf. Means what? When the incision of lamina reach up to the midrib, breaking into number of leaflets. So each one midrib breaking into number of leaflets, and these leaves are called as compound leaf. A bud is present in the axil of petiole in both simple and compound leaves, but not in axial of leaflets of compound leaf. A compound leaves may be of two types: pinnately compound leaf. A number of leaflets are present on the common axis, the rachis, which represent midrib of the leaf, as in neem. So see the figure 5.8. In that pinnately compound leaf is shown. So see what happened here. A number of leaflets are present in common axis, which represents midrib of the leaf, as seen in neem. So the examples of pinnately compound leaf is neem. Next is palmately compound leaf. In this, the leaflets are attached to the common point, that is tip of petiole. It is seen in silk cotton. Examples of pinnately compound leaves are silk cotton. So see figure 5.8. In that palmately compound leaf, so it is shown that the leaflets are attached to the common point at the tip of the petiole, and the examples is silk cotton. So in type of leaves we have seen simple and compound leaves. In simple leaves the lamina is entire and the incision do not touch the midrib, and in compound leaves the incision of the lamina reach up to the midrib, breaking into number of leaflets. It is called as compound leaves. And in pinnately compound leaf, number of leaflets are present in the common axis and it represents a midrib of the leaf, as in neem. The example is neem. Neem is an example of pinnately compound leaf. And in palmately compound leaves, the leaflets are attached to the common point, that is at the tip of the petiole, and the example is silk cotton. So please refer figure 5.8. In that silk cotton we can see this clearly about leaves. Next is phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy is the pattern of arrangement of leaves on the stem or branch. So what is meant by phyllotaxy? It is the arrangement of leaves on the stem or branch. This is usually of three types. Phyllotaxy is of three types. It may be alternate, opposite and whorl. So in alternate type of phyllotaxy, a single leaf arises at each node in alternate manner. So see figure 5.9. Different types of phyllotaxies are shown. In that A, China rose. China rose is given, and see that leaves arises in alternate manner. The single leaf arises at each node in alternate manner, and the examples are China rose, mustard and sunflower. So they may ask a question. The examples of alternate phyllotaxy, that is China rose, mustard and sunflower. In this, single leaf arises at each node in alternate manner, seen in China rose, mustard and sunflower. Next is opposite type of phyllotaxy, in that pair of leaves arises at each node and lie opposite to each other. So see figure 5.9b. Opposite phyllotaxy are shown. In that pair of leaves arise at each node. Each pair of leaves arises at each node in opposite to each other. It is seen in Calotropis and guava. So the examples of opposite phyllotaxy is Calotropis, guava. And next is if more than two leaves arise at each node and form a whorl, it is called whorl phyllotaxy. So see in figure 5.9, figure number C, whorl phyllotaxy example is given as Allostonia. Here the two leaves more than two leaves arises at each node and form a whorl, so it is called as whorl type of phyllotaxy seen in Alestonia. So let's revise what is meant by phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy is a pattern of arrangement of leaves on stem or branch. There are three types of phyllotaxy: alternate, opposite, whorl. In alternate type of phyllotaxy, single leaf arises at each node and in alternate manner. It is seen in China rose, mustard, and sunflower. In opposite type, the pair of leaves arises at each node in opposite manner. It is seen in Calotropis and Gava, and more than two leaves arises at each node to form a whorl. It is called as whorl phyllotaxy. It is seen in Alestonia. So the examples of alternate phyllotaxy is China rose, mustard, sunflower, and example of opposite phyllotaxy is Calotropis and Gava, and the examples of whorl phyllotaxy is Alestonia. So see figure 5.9, in that alternate, opposite and whorl phyllotaxy are shown clearly with their examples. Inflorescence. Modification of leaves. Here, leaves are often modified to perform functions other than photosynthesis. So, we are learning here about modification of leaves. So, leaves can perform functions other than photosynthesis. They are converted into tendrils for climbing, as in peas, or into the spine for defense in cacti. So see, other than photosynthesis, leaves can be converted into tendrils. So see, leaves can be converted into tendrils, and these tendrils are helpful for climbing purpose, and the examples are peas and spine for defense as in cacti. So see, so leaves are modified into tendrils for climbing purpose in peas plant, and it may be converted into spines for defense purpose as in cacti. So the examples are ten, leaves are modified into tendrils, and the example is pea, and into spines the examples are cacti. So refer to the figure 5.10a and b. So see, peas, example of pea is given and cactus is also given. So pea is for tendril and cactus is for spines. These are the modification of leaves. The next is the fleshy leaves of onion and garlic store food. So see, the examples is given of onion. Fleshy leaves are shown and they help for food storage. And in some plants such as Australian acacia, the leaves are small and short-lived. The petioles in those plants expand, become green, and synthesize food. So in Australian acacia, the leaves are small and short-lived. So the petioles in this plant expand, get green, and synthesize food. Leaves of certain insectivorous plant such as pitcher plant and Venus flytrap also modified leaves. So the examples of such some insectivorous plants like pitcher plant and Venus flytrap show their modification in leaves. So let's revise this modification of leaves. Leaves are often modified to perform functions other than photosynthesis. They may be converted into tendril for climbing purpose, and the examples of tendrils are seen in peas, and some of them get modified into spines for defense purpose, and examples is cacti, and some have fleshy leaves like onion and garlic. They store food. Some of the other plants like Australian acacia, the leaves are short-lived, and the petioles of this plant expand and become green and synthesize food. And some of the plants like insectivorous plant such as pitcher plant and Venus flytrap are modified leaves. So these are the modification of leaves. Here you can see the diagrams are shown of pea, cactus and onion with their fleshy leaves. So pea was the examples of tendril and Cacti was the example of spine, modification of leaves into spine, and onion was example of modification for food storage. So these are the examples of modification of leaves. Go through these examples carefully.